Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Salome here. Today is Friday and I traditionally try to record videos about films that I've been watching recently. You already probably know that I watch a lot of films and I don't usually record a review on each films because I don't feel the necessity to do it on every film. But this particular film that I'm gonna talk about, was so good that I just really want to recommend it to you. Today we are going to talk about Triangle of Sadness. I was looking forward to watch this film because my friends know that I'm a really huge fan of Ruben Östlund. I studied in Norway, where I had an amazing chance to watch Scandinavian filmmakers, and one of the first films that I watched there was Östlund's play. And back then I didn't know who Ruben Östlund was, uh, but I was going through Scandinavian filmmakers, and then I realized and I discovered a few of the filmmakers that I cherish now every year. And then I watched Force Majeure and I was like, oh my god. If anyone hasn't seen Force Majeure, I really recommend it because it's the best script ever. It's not only a good cinematic experience, but it's so well written. The storyline, oh my god, it's just how brilliant can you be to invent this type of suspense? To me, Force Majeure is the relationship film. This is the film that I recommend to all the couples, all the married people, everyone who has a partner, because this is truly a masterpiece in my opinion. I recommend it as well. Then a few years ago I also watched Square, and to be honest, this is the least favorite film for me from Östlund. I found that there is no correlation from one scene to another, and for me a Square is a bit too much. So I didn't really like it, and after not liking Square, I was hesitant about a Triangle of Sadness because I didn't know what to expect. I was so pleasantly surprised. Östlund is back in the game for me, although he was always in game, and this film received Palme d'Or at Cannes, and it was worth this prize in my opinion. Unlike Decision to Live by Park Chan-wook, which I really didn't like. So guys, I will just say a few things that I liked the most in the film, and then you can comment which was the best part in your opinion. For me personally, the paying the check scene is the best of the best in this film. It is the highlight, and I think it's a very skillful and a very good decision from Östlund to put this scene at the beginning. Well, there are some few things in the beginning, but this is like the first chapter, the main highlight of first chapter. Of course, we have to speak about this bourgeoisie and the really big gap between the rich and the poor. This is something that everyone can sense, I think, in today's industry, especially those who are always invisible and in the underground. So I'm really thankful to Östlund. A lot of filmmakers and a lot of artists touch upon this issue of, rich being super rich and poor being super poor, but in this film it is very tactile, and you really feel this gap that can never unfortunately be filled. And no matter what happens, the hierarchy between these people is so difficult to overcome. Even when in the last chapter they end up, this ship is wrecked and they end up on the island, you can see how people try to maintain the same hierarchy of rich staying on top, then there is like work class, and there is the poor. And this image is so satirical and grotesque. It really, how to say, it really portrays today's society in the most realistic ways. However, you never lose the compassion towards each person. This is why I really like Östlund. No matter how rich or how poor the character gets, Östlund always leaves this huge space for audience to be compassionate towards the richest and the poorest. And Östlund puts everyone on the equal terms in terms of humanity. It says that there is darkness in poor people and there is darkness in rich people. We are at the end all dealing with the same demons. And this is so great, because the moment the rich become the poor and the poor become the rich on the island, the power dynamic is totally changed. And we see that this is only the matter of chance, because the same poor people, if they are given the chance to have power, act in the same way that they've been acted by rich people. So this is why Östlund is an amazing filmmaker. A lot of filmmakers lose it because they portray rich and poor people in a moral framework. Moral issues and, how to say, teaching people something is not Östlund's agenda, and I really appreciate it because it's so correct. Östlund just reveals the human nature in front of us, and we just have to deal with it. We just have to deal with the fact that every person has the same inside, and this is marvelous. Also, the casting is just, oh my god, it's so good. All the characters have this amazing credibility. The actor, this girl who has the role of Yaya, oh my god, she's just so good. Abigail, this character, so good. And this rich Russian guy who directly says that he sells shit. Oh my god, I think it should be on the poster of the film, I Sell Shit, because this is just, when he said that, I was just, oh my god, it's such a good moment. And overall the film has such iconic moments. In the beginning, when models are photographed and they are asked to smile for the cheap brands and be grumpy for the rich brands, it is just such a clear how to say, grotesque over our industry, and we should this is a really good opportunity to reflect on ourselves. This is not for me the best film that was released in 2022. I already have the best film, but I will talk about it next week. However, it's a really brilliant, fun and entertaining film. Every scene and every moment has its own meaning, and he is just making fun of today's world in the most mirroring and direct way. And I think it's very refreshing. I really loved it. It's not fully the film of my heart. I've discovered better films in 2022, but in terms of what this film is about and how Östlund executes everything he wants. He's just so brilliant. I wish I had the talent to execute my scripts and what I want in the same way. He's just so precise about what he wants. I really envy it. And in the end, I want to say that Triangle of Sadness is not the best film of Östlund, in my opinion. I hands down think that Play is the best of the best and the highest reflection of society that Östlund has ever done so far. A Play is about true events, and it happens in Gothenburg, where Östlund even now lives, I think, and where he's from. And this is based on true events. This is about young teenagers who stole things from other teenagers with bullying, and not physical violence, but role play and some gangster stuff. And this film for me is such a masterful way of touching racism, how to say hierarchy in a community, also immigration. Oh my god, this is just so wonderful. I can watch Play every year and still I'm amazed how he can achieve what he achieves. I have my subjective taste, and that's why I prefer Play. It's not because it is genuinely the best film of Östlund. Yeah, I really enjoyed watching this film. It's a long film, but it went like this. In the end, huge thank you for Östlund to keep creating these marvelous films. See you guys next week and have a great weekend. Money, 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 money. Oh my god.